What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another matchday vlog. And Burnley at home this evening. They obviously beat us in the Carabao Cup just a few weeks ago, but both teams nowhere near putting full strength sides out. I've seen a few Burnley fans saying that they're more confident than ever because of that game, because they had their second side out and we arguably had our first. It's never seen our first side. But saying that, we did have a few players that do start for us normally. Obviously Montiel making his league full debut tonight. Turner keeps his spot in goal. Worrell, McKenna and Aina across the back four. So Cooper's finally stuck to his word of saying he wants to play the way he wants to play, and not with a back five, which is promising. Sangare makes his debut. Him and Mangala in the middle together. That could be very, very promising for the season, especially if he stays fit. Then the three in front, which has shocked me and Chloe, is that he's gone for Hudson-odoi, Elanga and Gibbs-White. Hudson-odoi is the shock one in the three. I just think his match fitness wouldn't be there. Obviously he played for the 21s just a few weeks ago and only did 60 minutes. So he must have done well in training to get his match fitness up to get to speed to play this game. And then obviously Taiwo up top, which is always going to be a no-brainer really. Bench very strong. You've got Origi, Dominguez, Ward, Santos, Yates, Nuno Tavares. It's a very, very strong bench in here. Karte, Kuyase. So you can see the strength of the squad has got much, much better over the transfer window. But tough Burnley side tonight to crack. They're obviously coming up with no points so far in the league, but I don't think we can count them out. They're a good side. What they did in the Championship last year, one of the best teams we've seen over maybe the last 5-10 years in the Championship. But it's a different ball game in the Premier League. So we'll see how they get on, but I think they're a good team, good footballing, passing side. They try and play out from the back. Obviously, it's the company way he was at City under Pep. He's always going to do that. But I do think if we push on the high press, get in the faces, we can definitely get at them. And with our attacking threat, Hudson-odoi, Elanga, Gibbs-White, Taiwo, Mangala will be joining in. Then we can really, really hurt them tonight. My score prediction: I'm going to go for a 2-0 Forest win. Chloe, I know you're driving, but
2-0.
Goal scorers:
Taiwo and Elanga.
Oh, I'm going to go Taiwo and Morgan. I think Morgan bags tonight. But yeah.
Like Burnley versus Nottingham Forest, what is my score prediction? I'm going to go 2-0 Burnley, although I do think it could go either way. Obviously, I've not watched too much of Nottingham Forest, I'll be honest. I do think that we were by far and away the better side in the League Cup game, even though we played our second or third team. I know Forest didn't have their first team out either, but I do think we could just about get there tonight. Going to go 2-0, as I said before. Lyle Foster brace. I'm quietly confident, but I mean, at the same time, it could go either way.
Thank you, Jacob, for sending in that clip of your score prediction, what you think is going to happen in the game. Everyone go make sure, go to his channel and subscribe, Jacob Horsefall on YouTube. I'll put his link in the description as well. Thank you again, mate.
That has caused destruction in Morocco and the flood that has wrecked communities across Libya. Everyone at Nottingham Forest stands with your nations at this difficult time. The silence will begin and end on the referee's whistle. Thank you.
Back home now, as you can see, and overall, performance-wise, definitely one of the worst we've seen so far this season. The first half an hour, I thought we looked by far the better side, and I think many people will say that, even Burnley fans. Obviously, Hudson-odoi put in a good save out of Trafford. We had a few half chances, a few breaks where it was in and around the box, but we never really took advantage of them. And if we did, we could have been 1 or 2-0 up in the first 30 minutes, but we didn't. Burnley then get into it. Koleosho absolutely ran the show tonight. What a player he looks like he's going to be for the Premier League. But I think it's poor from Worrell. Don't think him and McKenna are Premier League standard at all. They're bang average Championship defenders, and I think they really got found out tonight, both of them. And that's the thing that annoys us with Worrell, because he's like this one week and then, like he was at Chelsea, he was outstanding. So I just don't get it. But that's what cuts him from the Premier League players, that the consistency. They do it on a week and week basis. Every single game they're there, 7, 8 out of 10 every single week, and he just can't do it. I thought he was going to win the ball against Koleosho. He got beat, and then he should have pulled a tactical foul or put his arm across his man. He would have stopped him getting down the wing, but he didn't. They went through, scored 1-0, took it into half time, and you feel quite hard done by. Turner only had to make one save other than obviously the goal. Trafford made that save, but was, out of the both teams, we were more likely to score in the first half. I wouldn't say we dominated, but we were the better side. Then second half, we had to come out and show it, and in period, Burnley looked like they was going to score a second and go 2-0 up. But then Forest finally got a foot on the ball, knocked it around, kept Burnley in their own half for a little while, and all they had was little breaks. Few corners, few long throws into the box, and you could see that the pressure was mounting. A few errors for some shots that just went wayward up into the Trent, and but overall the performance wasn't the best. And then Hudson-odoi's absolute screamer pulled us out of it, got us the point, and we've got to take it. There's no other option. We've got to be beating teams like Burnley at home. Obviously, big wins last year against your Liverpool, your Arsenal, draws against Chelsea and City. We had many wins last year in the Premier League at home, and obviously that's what kept us up. And one thing we never really cracked was we didn't really beat the teams at home that was sat around us in the league. We didn't beat Everton at home, we didn't beat Bournemouth at home, we didn't beat Fulham at home. Well, obviously we thought Fulham was going to be around us at the time, but they went on to have quite a good year, to be fair. But we've got to learn against that. So when Luton come here, we've got to beat them. And who else came up? Sheffield United, we beat them already at home. So we've got to be beating these teams at home. But it's a good point. Take it. We're 8th in the league. Going into City, we're going to probably get spanked. But what can you do? Everyone does against City. And then we move on to Brentford next week, and that's also a big game. If you win that, then you really start looking up the table, and you completely forget about the threat of relegation. But that's going to do it for the end of the video. If you've enjoyed, then drop a like below. Subscribe if you haven't. And until next time, see ya.